Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Little Creek Park here at The Rock in South Charleston, West Virginia, where today we will decide a state champion in single A, double A, and triple A, and we are here with you on the single A field getting set for our first elimination game of the day, a pseudo-semifinal game between Petersburg and St. Mary's, a rematch of last year's elimination game in this exact spot. Chris Kidd with you with Robbie Mounts, our engineer, for today's contest, as these two teams were able to split their games yesterday, as St. Mary's lost their opener to Wahama 3-1 in a great pitcher's duel between Callie Masters and Mikey Living, but an error allowed 2 runs to score, which helped make the difference for Wahama in that contest and move them on to face Petersburg last night. But 4:45 last night, St. Mary's was able to come back and pick up a win over Greenbrier West in a really good back-and-forth game, where St. Mary's was able to gain the upper hand, scored 5 unanswered runs after trailing 4-2 in order to take the lead for good and win it 7-4 to advance to today. Petersburg, in their first game yesterday, they were able to knock off Greenbrier West in a very close contest, 4-2, but then just ran into a buzzsaw last night against Wahama, as the White Falcons, the 2-time defending Class A state champions, were able to romp their way to a 17-0 win in 5 innings in a mercy rule game. And there was 11 runs that were scored by Wahama in the bottom of the 4th inning that put that game away for good. But now both teams come back this morning, and the winner of this game will advance on to the state championship later today at 2:15 p.m. against Wahama. And whoever wins this game will have to defeat Wahama twice in order to claim the state championship, which is no easy task whatsoever. But it's one that both these teams are hoping they'll have the opportunity to do, to see if they can upset and shock everyone here in the Class A field by knocking off the 2-time defending champions. But it'll be Petersburg who will come to bat first, as the umpires have finished meeting with the coaches at home plate. And it'll be St. Mary's in the field first, as let's run through the lineup for both sides. Batting first for Petersburg, switching things around a little bit today, it'll be Ella Chu to lead things off. She'll be followed by Addie Kitzmiller. Then it'll be Braylee Corbin, followed by Sammy Kolaw, batting 4th. Batting 5th will be Gracie Carpenter. In the 6th spot will be Olivia Kimball. Batting 7th will be Hannah Hamrick. Kylie Berg will be batting 8th, and McKenna Shriver will bat 9th for the Lady Vikings. Coming off the bench, the only bench player for Petersburg will be Rylan Kreitz. On the other end, defensively, for St. Mary's at third base will be Zoe Winland. At shortstop will be Brianna Price. Second base will be Lane Kincaid. Over at first base, you have Autumn Mosser. In left field will be Ava Giovanazza. In center field will be Ella Bullman. And in right field will be Ava Childers. On the mound today will be Callie Masters once again for St. Mary's. She came in relief for the last 2 innings last night in order to hold down the fort and get the win against Greenbrier West. And as we said, pitched Jim yesterday against Wahama. And behind the dish will be Briley McGrady. Coming off the bench today for St. Mary's will be Alyssa Winland, Clover Moody, Marissa Maston, and Kylie Rupert. Head coach for St. Mary's is Lacey Riggs. And the head coach for Petersburg is this year's Coach of the Year in softball, Bubba Hedrick. Both teams wearing their alternate uniforms today, opposite of what they wore yesterday. As Chu comes to the dish. And we are set to go here. In the first game yesterday, Ella Chu was 0 for 2 against Greenbrier West as she grounded out twice and walked in that contest. And in the second game against Wahama, Chu was 0 for 2 with a pair of ground outs as well. His first pitch is rocketed foul. Kitzmiller had to get out of the way.
Leading off for Petersburg is number 22, your starting second base, Ella Chu.
And Chu looking for her first hit of this state tournament. That time, nice off-speed pitch by Masters. Got Chu a little out in front and fouls it off, 0-2. Masters trying to retire her first batter of this morning session, and she does so. She puts down Chu on 3 pitches. And Chu goes down swinging on a fastball. Now the batter will be Addie Kitzmiller. Kitzmiller was 1 for 3 against Greenbrier West. She struck out, had an RBI single, and grounded out. And then against Wahama, grounded out and struck out in her 2 plate appearances. 1-0.
Now batting for Petersburg is number 4, Addie Kitzmiller.
Masters has had a phenomenal year on the mound, 16-1 overall as Kitzmiller squares the bunt, pulls back, and it'll be ball 2. With that 16-1 mark, she also has a 1.63 ERA and struck out 171 batters in 101 innings pitched this year. Kitzmiller takes a hack at the 2-0 and fouls it straight back and out of play. Masters climbs back in. Here comes the 2-1. Fastball will miss off the plate, and it runs to 3-1. That'll be ball high. And actually, they said that 1 was a strike. We didn't see the signal from the home plate umpire. But instead, now the count is 3-2. And there's strike 3 as Kitzmiller got fooled on that pitch, it looked like. She was expecting maybe something off speed and ended up getting blown away with the fastball. And we apologize on the pitch count there, but yeah, we didn't see where the home plate umpire had signaled strike on 1 pitch. So now it'll be Braylee Corbin to stand in, trying to see if she can do anything with Masters, as the first 2 batters have gone down swinging. It's Corbin, yesterday against Greenbrier West, reached on an error, had an RBI triple, and then grounded out. And then Corbin grounded out and had the only hit in the loss to Wahama. This one lifted into shallow right field, sinking fast, and it'll fall in for a hit. Coming up with it is Childers. Able to keep it in front of her, but that'll be a single for Corbin. And that'll give Sammy Kola an opportunity now. Kola was 1 for 3 against Greenbrier West with a ground out, an RBI single, and a pop out. and then was 0 for 2 against Wahama with a pair of ground outs. She'll take a fastball right down the pipe, 0-1. Oh, and that one might have got her in the wrist, and it appears it did. I haven't seen the home plate umpire give her first base yet. He may be saying it went off the bat instead. We'll see. Let's take a look at it here on our replay. No, and they are going to say it's a strike, so it went off the bat. It looked like she was shaking her left wrist. May have just been a stinger off of that. Even if it is effective, or it does affect her left hand, at least it's not her pitching hand, you'd have to think, as there's a hard hit ball to second base. Kincaid able to swallow it up, and she'll throw over to first to Mosser in time for out number 3. So despite the 2-out hit, no damage done for St. Mary's in the top of the first inning. They'll come to bat now in the bottom of the first, as you are watching the Class A State Softball Championships with us right here live on Video Productions and in Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd here with you alongside me, Robbie Mounts, our engineer, as we are getting set for the bottom of the first inning after Callie Masters able to retire the side in the top of the first inning after a 2-out hit by Corbin. And now it'll be the St. Mary's offense that has been prolific throughout the year. As we'll run through the lineup for them, it'll be Zoe Winland batting first, Callie Masters in the 2 spot, Ella Smith, the designated player, batting third, Ava Childers batting in the cleanup spot, Briley McGrady batting 5th, Lane Kincaid batting 6th, batting 7th is Brianna Price, in the 8th spot is Autumn Mosser, batting 9th will be Ella Bullman. Defense for Petersburg will sit in just a moment as the first pitch from Kolaw misses low, 1-0. It'll be Carpenter at third, Kimball at shortstop, Chu at second, Kitzmiller at first, Shriver in left field, Hamrick in center field, and Berg in right field, with Kolaw on the mound and Corbin behind home plate. There's a strike pumped in from Kolaw, 1-1. Winland yesterday against Wahama was 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts, a ground out, and a fly out. She'll take a strike now, 1-2. Winland, though, was able to get a hit in the game against Greenbrier West. She reached on an error, singled to center field, and walked 2 times. This one chopped into the infield over towards second base, fielded cleanly by Chu over to Kitzmiller for out number 1. Now the batter will be Callie Masters. Masters was 3 for 4 yesterday against Wahama with a single and a pair of doubles, struck out to end that game. And then Masters in the game against Greenbrier West, single to left, popped out twice, and had a 2 RBI single that opened the game up and gave St. Mary's a 7-4 lead that they wouldn't relinquish. Fastball misses high. Count now 2-0. and just tailed off right at the end on Cole Law, and now Masters has gotten ahead 3-0. And she's definitely the most dangerous hitter in this lineup for St. Mary's, batting .505 on the season. There's a fastball, catches the outside corner for a strike, 3-1. This one's going to be hit over towards short, fielded, throw over to first just in time. As they thought Masters might have legged that out at first. But a strong throw from Kimball, able to cut her down. That'll be the second out of the inning. Now it'll bring up Ella Smith. Smith against Wahama walked, had a ground rule double RBI, the lone run of the game for St. Mary's yesterday in that contest, and then grounded out. Then Smith against Greenbrier West, singled to center field, doubled off the left field wall. Would have been a home run if it had been in any other part of this park. But they have a double high fence over in left field, which isn't any other part of the ballpark, and it hit right off the top of it. But it did lead to the run that was the deciding run to help St. Mary's win yesterday in the 5th inning, and then she walked in the 6th inning. She also threw a good game yesterday against Greenbrier West. Again, started out strong, struck out first 3 batters she faced, then Greenbrier West made life difficult on her in the 2nd and 3rd inning. Were able to plate 4 runs, but then Smith bounced back and retired the last 8 batters she faced before giving way to Masters. There's a nice change up by Cole Law. That's a pitch it was working for a lot yesterday against Greenbrier West. Count now to 2-2. Cole Law looking for a 1-2-3 first inning. And she'll get it as she freezes Smith on the outside corner for strike 3, her first strike out of the game. And a strong start for both pitchers, Masters and Cole Law, as we're through 1 inning of work. Only 1 hit on either side. No score yet here in the Class A state semifinals, as you are watching live with us right here on Video Productions and NFHS Network.
Hi, I'm Heather, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is getting the perfect bite. It's probably not the first bite, it's the second or the third, with the juicy chicken and the delicious pickle. The bite with the pickle is it. I mean, that is like the magic combination.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the combination of the warm, soft bun against this delicious piece of chicken. The bun is just this soft little hug around the chicken that's so perfect in every bite.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd here with you from the Rock in South Charleston, West Virginia for the Class A State Championships. Robbie Mounts, our engineer. As it'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters this inning, with Gracie Carpenter leading things off as she fouls one off to the side. Count now 1-1. Carpenter was 0 for 3 against Greenbrier West. The fly out, a ground out, and the strikeout. And she takes a strike here, and then she struck out on both occasions against Wahama last night. The count now 1-2. Masters with a pair of strikeouts in the first inning, looking for one to start the second inning. Carpenter gets a piece of that and fouls it back into the screen. Count remains at 1-2. Masters takes to the rosin bag. Now she climbs back on the rubber, set to go. The 1-2. This one's going to be fisted towards the left side, caught out of the air by Price as she charged on to catch the lazy pop up. And that'll be the first out of the top of the second inning, and that'll bring up Olivia Kimball. And Kimball 0 for 3 against Greenbrier West yesterday, a pair of ground outs and a fly out. And then against Wahama, grounded out and struck out in her 2 plate appearances. Count 1-0 to the Petersburg shortstop. She'll foul this one back into the screen. Count it 1-1. And we have nothing score between Cabell Midland and George Washington over on the AAA field in the second inning. And that one a do-or-die game as well. Swing and a miss by Kimball, 1-2. I believe Oak Glen and Winfield are playing in the AA elimination game. In another location here at the Rock, there's a swing and a miss by Kimball. Went after a rise ball and came up empty. And that'll be the second out of the inning and the third strikeout for Masters. So again, Herbert Hoover, who's been dominant in AA for quite some time now, waiting in the wings. And John Marshall waiting in the wings in AAA, along with Wahama here in Single A, to see who they'll play later on this afternoon. It's Hannah Hamrick. Fouls first pitch off down the left side. Hamrick was 0 for 3 against Greenbrier West, struck out, flew out, and reached on an error. And Hamrick struck out twice against Wahama last night as that one fouled back into the screen. 0-2 the count. So Masters looking to make quick work here in the top of the second inning. Cole just polished off a 1-2-3 inning of her own. Masters looking to do the same. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Masters continues to be on her game here in this state tournament. As she strikes out 2 more, that's 4 in all now for her as we go to the bottom of the second inning. You're watching the Class A state semifinals with us right here live on Video Productions and on NFHS Network.
It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right.
Recover.
Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Chocolate milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
Farmers and Mechanics Insurance knows West Virginia, and we understand how much all of our high school teams and athletes mean to the communities that we have served for more than 100 years. That's why we're proud of our partnership with the West Virginia SSAC. Their commitment to teach and promote sportsmanship and citizenship is the key to future success. Protecting what matters most to you. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, a proud partner of the West Virginia SSAC.
Bottom of the second inning we go. Chris Kidd here with you. Alongside me, Robbie Mounts, our engineer. It's Ava Childers will lead things off. Under the 4, 5, 6 hitters for St. Mary's. As Childers was 0 for 3 against Wahama, reached on an error, struck out, and grounded out. But then bounced back with a good game at the plate against Greenbrier West. And she reached on an error to start, then had a 2 RBI double that smacked right off the left field line that tied the game in the third inning, had a sacrifice bunt, and then struck out in that contest. Trying to become the first base runner of the game here for St. Mary's, and she gets ahead now 2-0 in the count. Here comes the 2-0. This one chopped foul right off of home plate. Count now moves to 2-1. comes back with a fastball, and that one chopped foul over towards the left side. So the count evens up now at 2-2. Kola looking to keep her good start going. Trying to retire the fourth straight batter. Rise ball gets away from her. Now the count runs full. And strike three called. And it looked like that was going to be another rise ball, but that ended up just painting the top of the zone for her second strikeout. So again, Kola's had to battle deep into a couple of these at-bats, but she's been winning them so far. That'll bring up Briley McGrady. McGrady was 0 for 3 against Wahama. With a ground out, a strikeout, and a fly out. Then she just had some horrible luck against Greenbrier West. She hit the ball hard all 4 times she was at the plate and got robbed each time. She flew out to left field, lined out to third base. She chops one foul over towards third base, 0-2. She did get the RBI ground out to second base on another rocket she hit that put St. Mary's ahead for good in the 5th inning, and then flew out to right field on another sharp hit ball. So McGrady's still looking for her first hit of this state tournament, albeit she's had good at-bats. Now here comes the 0-2. Oh, and that was just a great change up there by Kola. She just jelly-legged McGrady at the plate. And that is the 3rd strikeout of the game, 3rd in a row now for Kola. Now you get Lane Kincaid standing in. As Kincaid had a pair of strikeouts and a ground out against Wahama. Fastball misses high, 1-0. And against Greenbrier West, she grounded out and struck out 2 more times in that contest. So Kincaid also still looking for her first hit of this state tournament. This one hit back up the middle, but it's going to be fielded over at short by Kimball. Fires on to first, in time to Kitzmiller. And another 1-2-3 inning for Sammy Kola. It's both pitchers duking it out here in this do-or-die game to see who advances on to the state championship later on today. We're through 2 innings, no score yet here from the Rock in South Charleston, West Virginia, as you're watching the Class A state championships with us right here live on Video Productions and NFHS Network.
No matter what it is you need, you'll find it at your local Par-Mar store. From gas to grocery, snacks, and everything else you always seem to run out of, Par-Mar stores has it. Need more savings? Download the Par-Mar app and sign up for the Par-Mar Rewards Card. You won't only see our stores in your neighborhoods, you'll see us in your neighborhoods too. We are proud to be in your town and proud to be a part of the community. Come see us at Par-Mar stores, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
The Health Plan is a proud partner with the West Virginia SSAC and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
First pitch of the inning, and it's a single to center field. It's a good start as Kylie Berg able to reach. That is the second hit of the game on either side. Second hit, both of them coming from Petersburg. Chris Kidd with you with Robbie Mounts, our engineer. It's Berg. It's had a good tournament at the plate. She walked twice and struck out against Greenbrier West. And then only had 1 plate appearance against Wahama because of how dominant Mikey Living was last night. She struck out against her, but Berg's battled every time she's been up. And like we said, those walks that she was able to draw against Greenbrier West were huge, and that'll bring up McKenna Shriver. Shriver had a sacrifice bunt and bunted herself out against Greenbrier West, and then struck out in her only plate appearance last night against Wahama. And you see that she's been trying to get bunt down here. Count 0-2. And they'd love to be able to get the runner over to second base and give themselves an opportunity here in the inning. That strikeout, throw down to first, not in time. Boy, that was dangerously close there as Berg wandered off into no man's land, and McGrady was almost able to pick her off. And you see how far off the bag that Berg had wandered there. Kind of realized very quickly that I better get back, and just had enough time in order to get into the bag. As everything cycles back now to Ella Chu. Chu struck out the first time up. And 5 strikeouts for Masters the first time through the order. Rise ball misses, 1-1. Petersburg was state runner-up last year. St. Mary's was third last year. Petersburg outscored their sectional opponents 19-8 in order to take the sectional crowns. There's a swing and a miss by Chu, 1-2. Then ran into some trouble in the regionals. They dropped their first game against Doddridge County, but came back and rallied to win 7-0 and 9-2 in order to advance back here to the state tournament. As Chu goes down on strikes once again. Strikeout number 6 for Masters, and that'll bring up Addie Kitzmiller. Kitzmiller struck out as well back in the first inning. And this is a Petersburg team, averages 8.1 runs per game. They've scored 10 or more runs 10 times this year. But has had a tough time getting the bats going here in these first couple of games. Did enough against Greenbrier West to get by, but can't really fault them against Mikey Living. They had the same problem that pretty much everyone in Class A's had against her. Is now another large lead off by Berg, just able to get back. Again, she's been playing with fire over at first base for the last couple of pitches. Count 1-1. Now she does take off. It's a high pitch, throw down by McGrady, and they get her. What a gun by McGrady that time. That was a tough pitch to throw her out on. She barely was able to snag that high fastball and still was able to fire a cannon down to second base and cut down Berg. As you see it here on our replay as we go to break. Still no score here in the state semifinals. Winner moves on to the championship against Wahama later today. You're watching the Class A state championships with us right here on Video Productions and live on NFHS Network.
Wear it every day, so let's make your smile a priority. Dr. Joey Atkins and the friendly staff at Elk Family Dentistry are here to help you have a smile you can be proud of. Dr. Atkins treats patients of all ages for preventative and cosmetic dentistry. Make your appointment today by calling 304-965-6661. Elk Family Dentistry, making your life better with a beautiful smile.
Bottom of the third inning. Sammy Colaw's turn now at the bump after Masters put another 0 on the board. Colaw looking to match her. Chris Kidd with you. Robbie Mounts, our engineer. In this do-or-die game for both sides to try and get into the state finals against Wahama. As the loser season will be over, Brianna Price, Autumn Mosser, and Ella Bullman will get their chance now against Colaw, as Colaw's retired the first 6 batters she's faced. As Price struck out all 3 times against Wahama yesterday. And then popped out, was hit by a pitch, and had a bunt single in the win over Greenbrier West. And boy, that one looked like it caught her on the wrist or the bat, but I think they're going to say it caught off the bat for a strike, so 0-2. You see the big plume of chalk come up as she was trying to get that bunt down and take off down the first base side. And this one chopped over toward short. Going to be a tough play, and that's going to get through into left field. And St. Mary's has their first base runner of the game. And they're going to rule that a hit for Price. That'd have been tough to have thrown her out anyway. Again, that took a tough hop on Kimball, and that was going to be a really difficult backhanded stop and throw out if she was able to do it. Now taking off for second is Price, and the throw not going to be in time. And St. Mary's now in business here for the first time today. Runner at second base and nobody out. As Autumn Mosser missed on the bunt attempt that time. So count 0-1. Mosser takes a rip at this one and fouls it off towards the third base side. Count moves to 0-2. Mosser didn't bat yesterday against Wahama. She was in the flex position. And also didn't bat yesterday, wasn't in the starting lineup against Greenbrier West. But now getting her first opportunity, and she makes it pay as she hits it down the left field line. Rounding third, coming to the plate, and St. Mary's has taken the lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. So her first chance at the plate in this state tournament, and Autumn Mosser comes up huge for St. Mary's, and the Lady Blue Devils have the lead. And now Ella Bullman will stand in, tries to lay down a bunt, but misses. Or at least chops it foul off the plate, 0-1. Bullman had a bunt single, struck out and singled to left in her 3 plate appearances against Wahama. And then popped out to second, popped out on a bunt attempt, and then had an infield bunt single against Greenbrier West. Now finds herself down 0-2 in this count. And it's been the bottom of the order for St. Mary's that has started this inning strong. Bowman tried to get down the bunt again. Kolaw came with an off-speed pitch. And Bowman goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning. So that's the 4th strikeout for Kolaw, and that'll bring everything back to the top of the order as Zoe Winland will stand in. Winland grounded out to second base to start the game. She takes a fastball right down Broadway, 0-1. Off-speed pitch, got Winland out in front, pops it up on the infield. Kimball will come over, and she'll make the grab for out number 2. So Kolaw starting to settle things down now after a pair of hits and a stolen base leads to the first run. Now she'll have to deal with Callie Masters with Mosser still in scoring position out at second base. That'll be a ball, 1-0. Masters grounded out to shortstop her first time up. Over on the Chick-fil-A field, Cabell Midland has taken a 4-0 lead now as they head to the third inning. And Cabell Midland trying to get the state championship game, face off against John Marshall, but GW's got some work to do if they want to get back into that contest. Now Masters ahead 3-0, and Koloff just trying not to make a mistake to Masters right now. Just kind of pitched around her, see if Masters will get herself out. Now let's see if she challenges here on a 3-0. She does, and Masters takes a rip at it. Fouls it off to the left, 3-1. You knew she was definitely going to get the green light on 3-0 with the type of damage Masters can do at the plate. She'd love to find a hit here to try and give herself a little bit of more breathing room as she heads out to work in the fourth inning. Instead, she'll take ball 4 in the dirt. So now that'll bring up Ella Smith. Smith struck out to end the first inning. This courtesy runner will come in for Masters. It'll be Alyssa Winland. As St. Mary's was able to shut out Wheeling Central twice to win the regional title after losing the first game against them. And St. Mary's finished 28-4 this year. They had a 22-game winning streak after losing their opener to Buffalo. And they've been very strong defensively with 13 shutout wins. They've only allowed 2.2 runs per game. So that's why any more runs given up here by Petersburg could be very detrimental. Smith fouls the first pitch back towards the fence, 0-1. Smith has rocketed a few balls so far here in this state tournament. Koloff apparently doesn't like the pitch she's been given from the bench. She shook it off. Now goes back and she finds one she wants. She realizes how dangerous Smith is. That one high in the zone, and Smith went after it, chops it foul, and the count now 0-2. Koloff trying to work her way out of a jam here. One run already in for St. Mary's. Mosser delivering that double a moment ago that did so. Smith able to lay off that high fastball, 1-2. Smith just gets a piece of that one and gets it back to the screen to stay in the count. Again, this is the first bit of trouble either pitcher's been in all day. The way Masters has been pitching this entire tournament, Koloff doing her best to keep this within range right now. Comes back, nice snag out at second base by Chu. As Smith was waiting on that changeup that time, and Chu able to snag it out of the air for out number 3. Well, we are through 3 innings of work here at the Rock in South Charleston, West Virginia, and you'll see it again as we go to break here. Chu able to prevent another run from scoring on that brilliant catch out at second. We go to the 4th inning, 1-0 your score in favor of St. Mary's, as you are watching live with us here on Video Productions and the NFHS Network.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. 18,250 days of fueling and feeding. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. The managers who open early and close late. The cashiers who always have a smile. The bakers, sandwich artists, and cooks who keep our cravings at bay. The maintenance crew who work hard to fix problems as they arise. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads.
Addie Kitzmiller to lead things off here on the top of the fourth as she'll lift one foul. 0-1 the count. Chris Kidd here with you with Robbie Mounts, our engineer. Again, the winner of this game advances on to the state finals at 2:15 p.m. later on today against two-time defending state champion Wahama. The loser season will be over. That one misses low, gets by McGrady, but nobody on base. So they count at 1-1. Kitzmiller struck out in their only plate appearance so far today. The count now moves to 2-1. Time is called behind home plate. Now they're set to go. Masters delivers as Kitzmiller squared the bunt and pulled back, and that went in for a strike, 2-2. Kitzmiller hacks one foul and out of play to the left. Again, 2 hits so far today for Petersburg, but neither one has led to any threat. They've not had a base runner reach second base thus far. The rise ball misses, and now the count runs full. Kitzmiller's done a good job of working this count. Trying to see if she can reach base to get something started here in the top of the fourth for Petersburg, but she'll go down swinging. And another strikeout victim for Callie Masters. That is 7 now for the game. Now Braylee Corbin, who has one of those 2 hits, singled to right field in the first inning with 2 outs, but was stranded. So take a ball low, 1-0. There's a swing. It looks like a foul tip. That'll be in for a strike, 1-1. Masters winds and delivers. Off-speed pitch. This one ripped into left field, and that one going to be just foul. And Giovanazza making sure the umpires knew it, too. And she put her hands up, signaled that was foul immediately. She knew how much trouble that was going to be if that had landed in fair. So that's just a loud and long strike at the end of the day, and now it'll be 1-2 against Corbin. Rise ball, did she go around? Yes, she did. Strike 3 called. Masters now has rung up 8 batters in this contest. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Sammy Kolaw. She grounded out to second base in her lone plate appearance today. She takes a big rip and comes up empty, 0-1. This one hit high in the air over towards the right side, and no one calls for it, and that's going to land in for a hit. That's going to get Kolaw all the way to second with a double. And it looks like it hit Kolaw, and now she comes free with it, heads over to third base, and she's in. Boy, oh boy. Ball that barely left the infield turns into a double, and then the throwing mistake turns it into a 3-bagger for Kolaw. You can just see right there, Childers and Kincaid, both of them in the area, but neither certain who was there for it. And that now gives Petersburg their first big opportunity of the game. As Gracie Carpenter popped out the shortstop to start the second inning. Takes a rip and misses, 0-1. Rise ball misses, 1-1. There's a swing and foul ball out of play. Now Masters 1 strike away from getting out of her first jam of the day. Carpenter trying to even things up. Here comes the 1-2. She fouls it off once again. Strike 3 called as Masters able to strike out the side and work around the 2-out double by Kolaw. As that's the 3rd hit of the game for Petersburg, but they've yet to be able to cash in. And now we go to the bottom of the 4th inning with St. Mary's holding a tenuous 1-0 lead. You're watching the Class A state softball tournament with us right here live on Video Productions and live on NFHS Network.
You wear it every day, so let's make your smile a priority. Dr. Joey Atkins and the friendly staff at Elk Family Dentistry are here to help you have a smile you can be proud of. Dr. Atkins treats patients of all ages for preventative and cosmetic dentistry. Make your appointment today by calling 304-965-6661. Elk Family Dentistry, making your life better with a beautiful smile.
Hi, I'm Heather, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is getting the perfect bite. It's probably not the first bite, it's the second or the third, with the juicy chicken and the delicious pickle. The bite with the pickle is it. I mean, that is like the magic combination.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the combination of the warm, soft bun against this delicious piece of chicken. The bun is just this soft little hug around the chicken that's so perfect in every bite.
1-0, St. Mary's leads it as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Chris Kidd with you. Robbie Mounts, our engineer. And Sammy Kolaw back on the bump. And Ava Childers coming to the dish. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters this inning for St. Mary's as Childers struck out to start the 2nd inning. That pitch skips in low, 1-0. High, and the count evens, or actually extends to 2-0 now to Childers. There's a fastball in for a strike. Kolaw trying to work her way back into the count. 2-1 now. Sets and delivers. That one misses inside, and now Childers gets herself ahead 3-1. Cabell Midland has now taken a 5-0 lead in the 3rd inning of that contest against GW. I'll try and get you an update on AA as well. Kolaw, this one hit right back up the middle by Childers, and that'll be a leadoff single for her. And Kolaw, no other choice but to try and challenge Childers there with a 3-1 count. But Childers able to come up with a hit, and that'll bring up Briley McGrady, who struck out in the 2nd inning. This one fouled off to the left. Over in Double-A, Herbert Hoover leads Oak Glen 7-1 in the top of the 5th inning. They have the bases loaded, so again, the winner of that game moves on to face Winfield in the finals. I apologize, had that marked wrong on our sheet earlier. It's all Herbert Hoover so far in that game. So at the moment, we have the only tight contest of any of these elimination games, with Hoover in control and with Cabell Midland in control right now. Count 0-2 to Briley McGrady. Still searching for a first hit of this state tournament. And it's not going to come here. It's a nice pitch by Kolaw, able to freeze McGrady for strike 3. That's now strikeout number 5 for Kolaw. And now it's GW who's starting to make a charge over on the adjacent field, as they've scored 2 runs in the 3rd inning to cut the lead back to 5-2 now. Again, a long ways to go still in that contest. He's trying to get down the bunt. It's Kincaid, but fouls it off. And Kincaid grounded out to shortstop back in the 2nd inning. Got Brianna Price on deck, who had a single her last time up, along with Mosser after her. So we'll see if they try and go bunt again here with Kincaid. They will, but she can't come up with it. Pitch misses, gets away from Corbin that time, and that allows Childers to scoot on over to second base. Looked like Kolaw was trying to signal maybe there was batter interference there that prevented a throw. Again, Kincaid was in the way once Corbin came up with the ball. And now this one will be a pop-up on the infield towards second base. Chu comes on and makes the grab for the 2nd out. So once again, Kolaw went for the changeup and able to get Kincaid out in front of it. Now Brianna Price, who singled to left field to start the 3rd inning and then scored the lone run of this contest. Chance now with Childers at second base to try and extend this lead as that changeup misses low, and taking off quickly was Childers to 3rd. And good stop by Corbin, but very alert base running that time by Childers. When she saw that ball skip in, she took off. Now wild pitch could even score a run here. And as Price rips it down the left field line, and that's fair. That'll score Childers, and St. Mary's has opened up a 2-0 lead now here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And again, it continues to be the bottom of the order here for St. Mary's that has gotten the job done here today. And 3 of the 4 hits today for St. Mary's have come at the bottom of the order. Now here's Mosser. She gets fooled by the changeup. Just gets a piece of it, knocks it foul, 0-1. But Mosser had the RBI double to left field in the 3rd inning in her first plate appearance of this state tournament. Now looking to come up with another big hit here and extend the bottom of the 4th inning. Another changeup, and that one fouled off again. They count now 0-2 to Mosser. Kolaw trying to keep this at a 2-run game, as Masters has only given up 3 hits to Petersburg all day. Mosser rips another one into center field. That'll be a hit, rounding second and digging for 3rd now. And that'll put runners at the corners for St. Mary's, and now Mosser will take off to second base. St. Mary's with an opportunity to perhaps blow this game open right here. And Autumn Mosser making up for lost time after not getting to bat in the first 2 games of this tournament. She's absolutely tattooed 2 balls in back-to-back plate appearances here. Now we're going to get a visit to the mound here with Colaw. And while we have that visit to the mound, I'd like to remind you that this game brought to you in part by Elk Family Dentistry. Doctors Joey Atkins and Michaela Gunter at Elk Family Dentistry are proud to support the 2023 West Virginia High School Softball Championships. Elk Family Dentistry specializes in family and cosmetic dentistry. Make your appointment today by calling 304-965-6661. Elk Family Dentistry, changing lives one smile at a time. We'd also like to remind everyone, support your team by advertising with us here at Video Productions. Video Productions is West Virginia's leader in providing coverage for high school sports here in West Virginia, soon to be around the globe as well. That's when Robbie and them will dump me on the side of the road. Yeah, I got to drive you guys somewhere probably. So again, it is now Ella Bullman standing in. She'll square to bunt, gets it down. It goes right back to Colaw, and she'll throw down to first in time to get the speedy Bullman. So that does leave 2 runners stranded, but St. Mary's does tack on 1 run as we go to the top of the 5th inning. 2-0 now your score in favor of the Lady Blue Devils. You're watching the Class A state championships with us right here live on Video Productions and NFHS Network. Top of the 5th inning, 2-0 your score in favor of St. Mary's. Chris Kidd with you, alongside me Robbie Mounts, our engineer. The winner moves on to the state championship at 2:15 this afternoon. The loser season will be over as a 3rd place finish. This one hit in the air into shallow center, ranging over, and making the grab is Bullman for out number 1. So Kimball gets retired after striking out earlier today. That'll bring up Hannah Hamrick. Hamrick struck out to end the 2nd inning.
Crazy, isn't it?
This one, a lazy pop up towards second base. Charging on is Kincaid, and she'll make the grab for out number 2. So 3 pitches, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning, and that'll bring up Kylie Berg. Berg has one of the 3 hits today for Petersburg. She singled to center field. Start out the 3rd inning. She'll foul this pitch off, 0-1. 9 strikeouts for Masters so far in this game. Swing and a miss on that high fastball. 0-2. Cabell Midland has gotten a run back in the 4th inning. They now lead it 6-2 over on the AAA field. And that fastball misses just outside, 1-2. Ball misses high, 2-2. Trying to get something going here in this 5th inning. She's able to battle back to a full count again. This is what Berg's been able to do this state tournament. She's been a tough out. She's been able to draw a few walks, get a hit. She's been a nightmare at the plate for opposing pitchers, and she's able to get back from 0-2 down and draw the first walk of the game off of Masters.
Making her way to the batter's box is number 10, McKenna Shriver.
Now it'll be Shriver, who struck out in the 3rd inning in the 9 spot for Petersburg. Masters comes back with a strike, 0-1. Going to miss low, 1-1. So again, this started out as a very quick inning for Masters, but now Berg has extended it. Shriver trying to do the same and get this back to the top of the order for Petersburg. She's able to hold up on that pitch. Masters, for the first time today, lost some of her control. That's 6 balls in the last 7 pitches now. That one misses high and inside, 3-1. So, we've seen the bottom of the order for St. Mary's be able to get the job done. Now can it be the bottom of the order for Petersburg that could start a rally? Fouled off by Shriver straight back. And now it'll be another 3-2 count. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and Masters comes back and gets Shriver from 3-1 down in the count to record her 10th strikeout of the game. Both starting times for Masters in this tournament. She has reached double digits in strikeouts, and we head to the bottom of the 5th with St. Mary's holding a 2-0 lead. You're watching the Class A state championships with us right here on Video Productions and on the NFHS Network.
Hi, I'm Heather, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is getting the perfect bite. It's probably not the first bite, it's the second or the third, with the juicy chicken and the delicious pickle. The bite with the pickle is it. I mean, that is like the magic combination.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the combination of the warm, soft bun against this delicious piece of chicken. The bun is just this soft little hug around the chicken that's so perfect in every bite.
Windling getting down a good bunt. Looked like here to start the bottom of the 5th inning, but just rolls foul in order to keep her off the base path. Chris Kidd here with you with Robbie Mounts, our engineer. It's Windland trying to see if they can keep the momentum going at the plate that they've had. St. Mary's has been able to plate a run in each of the last 2 innings. There's a strike on the inside corner from Colaw. Count now to 1-2. Windland's 0 for 2 today, grounded out to second base and popped out to shortstop. Ooh, and that one missed over her head, able to get out of the way. Count now to 2-2 to the leadoff batter for St. Mary's. There's a rise ball that really gets away from Colaw that time, and the count runs full. The wind's starting to pick up now down on the field. 3-2 pitch. This one's going to be chopped towards first. This could be a tough play. Fielded, and Wendland tried to get out of the way, and she did. Was able to avoid the tag of Kitzmiller while not going out of the base path. Great running there by Wendland. So we'll see it again on our replay. And even though that was right there on her, again, she was able to just sidestep the tag and get in for a leadoff hit. Now, Petersburg arguing that she was out of the base path with the first base umpire. Now they are going to converse, it appears, with the rest of the umpiring crew. We'll see what they end up coming up with here. And again, it didn't appear she had gotten completely out of the base path from my angle. But we'll see what the umpires say here. And they are going to say safe. I think that was the right call. Again, though, good job, though, still getting together and conversing it over. Again, it at least appeases Petersburg's concerns as well over the call, but I do think that was the right call. Wendland didn't get completely out of the base path there. Just did a good job of sidestepping the tag, and now it'll be Callie Masters. Masters 0 for 1 today. She grounded out to shortstop, and she walked in her last plate appearance. Masters squared to bunt. Throw goes down to second. Not going to be in time to get Wendland. Count now 1-1 against Masters, and another chance here for St. Mary's to play add-on. Rip and misses, 1-2. Again, with Petersburg just 6 outs left to play with, another run could be massive right now for St. Mary's. That one skips off of home plate. A bad break there for Petersburg, and that'll allow the runner to move over to third. So now Wendland was able to avoid the tag at first a moment ago in order to get on base. Been able to take second and third. And you feel like almost anything in play, the speedy Wendland's going to be able to get home safe here. So Colaw is going to have to bear down, come up with some brilliant pitching in order to avoid further damage. And there's step one as she gets Masters to pop out over to third base for out number 1. So that'll bring up Ella Smith. Smith 0 for 2 today. She struck out and then lined out to second base on a great catch by Chu that prevented further damage. This one going to be hit towards third, and that will bring the runner home as a base hit for Smith into left field. And now St. Mary's starting to sense it here as they've taken a 3-0 lead on the RBI single by Smith. That'll bring back up Ava Childers. Childers, 1 for 2 today. She struck out in the second inning and then singled to start the fourth inning. Now Ava Giovanazza will come on to courtesy run over at first base for Smith. St. Mary's would love to play another one, if not a couple more this inning, just to try and leave no doubt. And you feel like a 3-run lead for Masters right now feels like a 100-run lead the way she's pitched in this tournament. That one's going to miss inside Childers, 1-0. Childers was the one that got things going in the fourth inning. Later led to a run on the RBI single by Brianna Price. This one's going to be chopped foul. Colaw takes a look at her wristband. Winds and delivers to Childers. That one will miss, 2-1. Captain Midland leading at 6-2. Going into the fifth inning over on the Triple-A field. We'll check on Double-A again here in just a moment. Again, last check it was Herbert Hoover well in control. And it appears to have continued that way as Childers will walk. That'll put runners at first and second as Herbert Hoover leads at 10-3 over Oak Glen. That game in the top of the sixth inning. So now that'll bring up Briley McGrady. And as we said, she's been looking for her first hit of this tournament. That one's going to be fouled off hard to the right side. That one was laced over that way.
Now in the batter's box, we will start catcher number 16, Briley McGrady.
McGrady struck out both times she's faced Colaw here today. This one's going to find the gap in right center field, and there's the first hit for McGrady, and that one could be coffin nails as that'll score one run. Here comes the run around third. Childers will score as well. And St. Mary's on the 2 RBI triple from McGrady have now opened up a 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the fifth. Again, for all the times McGrady had been robbed yesterday and been robbed in this tournament, that had to feel great. And that very likely puts this game out of reach for Petersburg at the moment, the way Masters has been throwing. Now Lane Kincaid will stand in. She's 0 for 2 on the day. She grounded out to shortstop and popped out to second base. That'll be ball one. Again, Colaw, it's her third game pitching in 2 days. It's been a lot of work on her. Maybe starting to feel some of the effects. As Kincaid was calling for time but didn't get it from the home plate umpire. Instead, that'll be strike one, so 1-1 count. Price ball misses, 2-1. Price climbs back in. or Kincaid climbs back in, excuse me. Change up misses, and now it's 3-1. Colaw's only walked 2 batters on the afternoon. Could be in danger of her third right here. That'll be a called strike, and that'll run the count full. Again, McGrady standing at third after that 2 RBI triple. Price trying to bring her in here, and she will, as that one's going to get into center field just off the glove of Kimball. And that'll be an RBI hit for Kincaid. That is now the 4th hit this inning for St. Mary's. Brianna Price, who's 2 for 2 today, comes up. She singled to left field in the 3rd inning and then had an RBI single to left field in the 4th inning. So again, all 3 of these elimination games have started to turn one-sided. There's a big rip by Price. Misses on the changeup, 0-1. Herbert Hoover with a 10-3 lead in the 6th inning over Oak Glen. 6-2 lead for Cabell Midland over GW in the 5th inning. Now a 6-0 lead for St. Mary's here in the bottom of the 5th. Runner's going to go, throw, not going to be in time. And oh, big collision there. Thankfully, appears to be everybody's okay as Kincaid had her helmet taken off by Kimball as she was trying to slide into the bag that time. Again, incidental contact. Thankfully, everyone okay after that, as you see it here on our instant replay. And Kimball, the ball, or the throw down was right in the path of where Kincaid was coming to. Kimball didn't see her. And Kimball might have actually taken the worst of that off of her forearm. Now the count 1-2 to Price. There's another RBI opportunity now, standing out at second base. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nice changeup that time by Koloff in order to record the 2nd out of the inning. Now it'll be Autumn Mosser again. As we said, Mosser hadn't batted yet in the first 2 games of this state tournament, but she's made it count today. An RBI double to left field in the 3rd inning, and a single to center field in her last plate appearance. This one a towering fly ball out into center field, and catch will be made by Hamrick to retire St. Mary's here in the 5th inning. But St. Mary's adds on to their lead. They take a 6-0 lead now as we head to the top of the 6th inning. We'll be back after this as you're watching the Class A State Championships with us here on Video Productions and NFHS Network.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Ella Chu to lead things off for Petersburg here in the top of the 6th inning. Chris Kidd with you. Robbie Mounts, our engineer. The count 1-1 now to the leadoff batter for Petersburg as Chu has struck out both times she's faced Masters today. This time she hacks one off the inside of the bat into left field. Giovanazza on to make the grab for out number 1. So St. Mary's now 5 outs away from moving on to the state finals against Wahama. And they gave Wahama all they wanted yesterday. And a 3-1 nail biter for Wahama as Kitzmiller lays down a bunt. That ball spun and stayed in play. Nice play by McGrady getting up and throwing Kitzmiller out. See it here, that ball looked like it was going to go foul, but it just had so much spin on it, it just kind of spun like a top right in front of home plate, and good job by McGrady finding the angle to throw her out as now Braylee Corbin comes in. Corbin 1 for 2 today, singled to right field and struck out in her 2 plate appearances. St. Mary's on the verge of flipping the script here on Petersburg, as it was Petersburg who eliminated St. Mary's last year in a very close elimination game. It came down to the wire, and Petersburg was able to edge St. Mary's before Wahama ended up winning the state championship. Now St. Mary's looking to advance on and get some revenge on Petersburg from last year. The count 1-1. Oh, and that one came in on the hands, and haven't seen the umpire signal for first base yet. We've had this happen 3 times now today, where it looked like the batter got hit, but instead caught the bat instead. You see it there right off her hands, and yeah, Corbin, that's definitely appears like it got her on the wrist. She's in a lot of pain down here along third base side right now. And Corbin, the catcher for Petersburg. You can kind of see the edge of one of the Petersburg coaches. Now comes another coach out to check on Corbin. Yeah, they keep looking at the inside of her palm and her wrist right now from what I'm seeing, as well as the St. Mary's coach is over checking on her. Yeah, that pitch definitely got her, unlike the first 2 that we were uncertain of. Not sure they're trying to get her glove off or if she's trying to get it off, but now here she steps forward. And thankfully Corbin hits up, and let's see where she's going to go. She's going to go to first base. So again, hopefully she's going to be all right. She's still checking on her wrist as she goes over there. But she's wanting to stay in the game here. What could be the final game of their season. You have to admire the toughness, but you just hope she's okay first and foremost. Sammy Koloff, 1 for 2 today, grounded out to second base back in the first inning and then doubled to right field in the 4th inning. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Koloff, takes a rip at a high fastball and misses, 1-1. Changeup just misses as Masters thought she had that pitch, but just missed, and now 2-1. This one hit high in the air towards the left side of the infield. Coming on and making the grab is Price for out number 3. So now St. Mary's just 3 outs away from advancing on to the state finals tomorrow. You're watching the Class A state championships with us right here on Video Productions and live on NFHS Network.
It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right.
Recover.
Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Chocolate milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
Farmers and Mechanics Insurance knows West Virginia, and we understand how much all of our high school teams and athletes mean to the communities that we have served for more than 100 years. That's why we're proud of our partnership with the West Virginia SSAC. Their commitment to teach and promote sportsmanship and citizenship is the key to future success. Protecting what matters most to you. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, a proud partner of the West Virginia SSAC.
Bottom of the 6th inning we go, 6-0 lead for St. Mary's. They have taken complete control of this contest after a close and tight start. Chris Kidd with you, Robbie Mounts, our engineer. As the winner of this game moves on to face Wahama in about 3 hours here in the state championship game, which is looking more and more like it's going to be St. Mary's. St. Mary's will have to knock off Wahama twice in order to claim the state title. Wahama going for their 3rd straight state title with that great nucleus they've had of Living and Wolf and others over the last trio of years. You wonder if it could have been a 4-peat possibility had they had their freshman years, but obviously every senior playing high school sports this year lost that season due to COVID. Now St. Mary's to see if they can do a little bit more damage before they go to the 7th inning. It'll be 0-1. Ella Bullman struck out and grounded out on a bunt attempt in her 2 plate appearances. There's a nice pitch from Cole Law in for a strike, 0-2. Squaring to bunt. Bullman tried to pull back when she saw it was going to be high, but she ended up making contact with it, and that'll be strike 3 since it was a bunt attempt. And that'll be a strikeout for Cole Law to start the 6th inning, and that'll bring things back to the top of the order to Zoe Winland. It's now 7 strikeouts on the game for Cole Law. They score 6-2 over on the Chick-fil-A field. It's Cabell Midland in control against GW at the moment. Herbert Hoover and Wimfield appear to be heading to a rematch of last year's state finals. The 0-1 pitch, that one's going to miss and skip into Winland. Winland today 1 for 3. She grounded out to second base in the 1st inning, popped out to shortstop in the 3rd, and had an infield single in the 5th inning. St. Mary's sent 8 batters to the plate last inning in order to extend this lead. Now we count 3-1 to Winland. 2 called. That'll bring us back to a full count here. As Kolaw worked quickly through the first 2 innings, retired all 6 batters she faced. But the last 3 innings have been extremely tough on her. St. Mary's has been able to find their offense, and Winland hits one high into right field, trying to find it out there, and able to finally camp under it as Berg for out number 2. Again, the wind blowing down on the field now. Might have caused a little bit of trouble there for Berg, but she did a nice job finding it for the second out. That'll be Callie Masters, who's 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to shortstop. She walked in the 3rd inning and then popped out to 3rd and 5th. There's this one off the end of the bat, and that one will get out of play. See some of the St. Mary's fans ducking for cover. Kolaw winds and delivers. Fastball and miss outside, 1-1. This one's going to be chopped off of home plate, and it's going to roll into foul territory. So Masters now down to her last strike, 1-2. With nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th inning, but St. Mary's just 3 outs away from moving on to the state title game against Wahama. That one looks like it just slipped out of Kolaw's hand as that one just rolled up the home plate that time. As Masters fouls one off to the left side. 2-2. We got contract negotiations going on up here right now for next year, it sounds like. We're getting a renegotiation. Yeah, we can fit some of this onto the air too. This is just as exciting. Now another 2-2 pitch to Masters. This one off the end of the bat over towards second base. Nice job there getting that by Chu. That ball had a lot of spin on it, but that'll be out number 3. Well, now Petersburg down to their final 3 outs. St. Mary's looking to advance to the state title game. We'll be back after this as you're watching the Class A state tournament here on Video Productions and NFHS Network.
No matter what it is you need, you'll find it at your local Par-Mar store. From gas to grocery, snacks, and everything else you always seem to run out of, Par-Mar stores has it. Need more savings? Download the Par-Mar app and sign up for the Par-Mar Rewards Card. You won't only see our stores in your neighborhoods, you'll see us in your neighborhoods too. We are proud to be in your town and proud to be a part of the community. Come see us at Par-Mar stores, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
The Health Plan is a proud partner with the West Virginia SSAC and has been your most trusted carrier for over 40 years. Log on to healthplan.org for more information.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
Back here at the Rock in South Charleston, West Virginia. Chris Kidd with you. Robbie Mounts, our engineer. St. Mary's just 3 outs away from advancing on to the state championship game later today. And just a reminder that this game brought to you in part by Elk Family Dentistry. Doctors Joey Adkins and Michaela Gunter at Elk Family Dentistry are proud to support the 2023 West Virginia High School Softball Championships. Elk Family Dentistry specializes in family and cosmetic dentistry. Make your appointment today by calling 304-965-6661. Elk Family Dentistry, changing lives one smile at a time. I'd also like to remind everybody as well that if you're interested and advertising with us, you should support your team by advertising with us at Video Productions. Video Productions is West Virginia's leader in providing coverage for high school sports. Now it'll be Ella Smith coming on to try and shut the door here on Petersburg. And if you're wondering why, again, pitchers now in softball only allow 14 innings a day, which also is what puts the teams in the state championship games already at a very big advantage, because they can have their best pitcher go in both games if need be. For the team that has to play the elimination game, that does put you in a little bit of a bind as Smith gets a swing and a miss, 0-1. She gets it by Gracie Carpenter. So that means that Masters has thrown 6 innings. She only can throw 8 more innings today. So they're trying to preserve as much as they can, should they be able to win game 1 against Wahama. They would at least have her for an inning, if not maybe 2, if they could get to game 2. But again, that's a lot of strategy that could be coming down the road. But you can see they're already thinking about it right now by bringing in Smith. Carpenter chops that one foul, 1-2. Carpenter popped out to shortstop and struck out in her 2 plate appearances today. And again, Masters finished with 10 strikeouts for the game. Count 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 as it gets away. McGrady now will throw over to Mosser at first, and that will retire Carpenter. Now St. Mary's 2 outs away from advancing to the state championship. And the batter will be Olivia Kimball. Kimball struck out in the 2nd inning, flew out to center field in the 5th inning. There's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Said St. Mary's had 13 shutout wins this year. This looking to become 14, as it's been a masterful performance by Masters and now Smith. A nice change up there, getting Kimball out in front, 0-2. Again, Smith threw 5 good innings last night in the win over Greenbrier West. And now looking to record the final 3 outs here to put the Lady Blue Devils in the state championship game, as that one skips off of home plate, 1-2.
I don't think so, because I have to wait 2 hours for the next game to start. Actually, probably 3.
Kimball climbs back in. Smith ready with a 1-2 offering. Strike 3 called on Kimball. And 2 strikeouts right off the bench for Smith puts St. Mary's 1 out away now from a date with Wahama at 2:15 p.m. So it'll be Hannah Hamrick, the last hope now for Petersburg. She struck out in the 2nd inning and popped out to second base in the 5th inning. Actually, they're going to bring in Rylan Kritz here for Hamrick. Kritz up to bat for the first time today, and only 10 players on the roster for Petersburg, by far the smallest roster of any team in the state tournament this year. I said last night when they played Wahama, Wahama has an entire 2nd team on their roster. They have 18 players in all. So quite the contrast from one to the other.
Double A is a hard division.
Kritz will foul this one off to the right, and now Petersburg down to their final strike. St. Mary's finished 3rd last year behind Petersburg, who got the runner-up spot. One more pitch will flip that in 2023. Kritz chops it foul, 0-2 the count remains. Comes another 0-2. Strike 3 called, and St. Mary's is moving on to the state title game today at 2:15 p.m. to face the two-time defending state champion Wahama White Falcons. And what a pitching performance today by St. Mary's, as only 3 hits allowed in the contest. Masters surrendered those, but she struck out 10 in the process. Coming in relief, Ella Smith strikes out 3 more, so a 13 strikeout virtuoso performance from the Lady Blue Devils today has them in the title game later on this afternoon against Wahama. Can they shock them and try and dethrone the two-time defending champions? We'll find out in a little less than 3 hours here from the Rock in South Charleston, West Virginia. So we want to thank all of our sponsors. I want to thank Robbie Mounts for engineering. For everyone on Video Productions and NFHS Network, I'm Chris Kidd saying we'll see you at 2:15 for the state title game as you are watching the Class A state championships with us right here on Video Productions and NFHS Network.